Okay. Ooh, look at that. I forgot to put I forgot to put a background, haven't I? Hang on, I'll fix it. You can poke fun on my background if you'd like. Hang on. There it is. It's gonna be quick. Yes, apply that. Ha! So you can't see the background anymore. Okay, cool. So it's time for us to start. So welcome to our webinar. Most of you already know me. I'm Spiros, Customer Success Manager of Kompass BMS, and I'd like to start with a confession and see if it's yours too. Somewhere in your business, there is a spreadsheet. It tracks what you've committed to suppliers or what a client has authorized you to spend. It is out of date. Nobody entirely trusts it. And everybody used it anyway because there was nowhere else to put that information. After today, there is somewhere else to put it. Here's the whole of today in one sentence. Kompass now runs the entire flow of money through your projects. What you commit, what you're owed, what you pay. And it tells you the moment any of it changes. That's it. Everything I show you for the next half hour hangs off that one idea. 3 chapters, the money going out, well, actually, the details that quietly make your day better, the money. Oh, hang on. Let me just show them to you. Here they are. So the details that make your day better, your day better, the money coming in and the money going out. So we will start with the details that make your day. By the way, I haven't actually checked. Can you actually hear me? Is everything okay? Can just somebody thumbs up? Probably nobody, just start messaging me. Yeah, good. Thanks. Thank you. Great. So let's go. There is a QA section in your Teams. You can post any questions there. So I'm going to share my screen. Well, I am sharing my screen. I'm going to show Kompass. We're going to start in order just to show you all these little tiny details that will make your users' lives much easier, insightful, better. Let's start with the very top, the organization, the brand new organization page. We always had this information within Kompass, and it was just kind of annoying us that we were never showing that to you. And now you can see them in here. You know about the quoted and accepted columns. We had them before, but now we have some new columns. They invoiced, how much we've invoiced per organization, how much has been paid, how much is unpaid. And also you can see here the average payment date based on the payments, which is amazing. It's kind of like an AR report, but not for projects, for organizations, which give you a very good insight when you are about to win some project with these clients, to know what your expectation, just kind of check your forecast and how it would work with certain organizations. So if I will go here and just go on unpaid as well, you can see all your organizations by unpaid. Ooh, that's tough. In here, you can see how much needs to be paid. You might have some questions on whether you're using the payments module or not. I'm going to get back to this later on chapter 2. I think it's chapter 2. We'll find out. Next one, we're moving to timesheets. Another small change no, it's not small change. Remember all the stretches that I was telling you that we can just try to eliminate? There you go. Another one, your users can record their miles. They can record mileage under each and every of their timesheets. So if you were recording mileage somewhere separately in order for you to see how much you will have to pay, how you will have to pay on payroll, or how you're going to invoice your customer, now you can have it there. Should you export the diaries entries, you would be able to find the mileage there per project, per proposal item, all there nicely neat. You don't need that spreadsheet anymore on mileage. Another one, which is kind of a small one, but for some it's quite nice. You might remember, oh, hang on, let me sort that out. You might remember that you had some tags for projects and all those were gray and boring. Well, not anymore. You can set colors if you'd like on your tags so that they will speak up straight away to the entire organization. Urgent is red. And then we have some other one here, no PPR, weekly invoice, etc., which kind of makes life a bit easier spotting all those. Next one that I would like to talk about, we're going to go down to equipment really quickly, just to mention that now you can attach calibration certificates under an equipment. You can just place it there so that everybody will have access to this one. Should they go on site, they would be able to show to your customers. Equally, if they will go here, if we will go to employees, we would be able to attach their qualifications as well. Equally, quite helpful. If, for example, somebody is going to go and work for asbestos, they will have their asbestos awareness and they will just show it there rather than speaking with a company, just trying to find the file and send back to you. They're all in here in Kompass. There's another big upgrade in terms of security. If we will go up here on settings, we've got MFA, we've got multi-factor authentication, and you can see all the different options that we have in here. Something really nice that we've got in Kompass is that you can decide which users should be under MFA. You can just have a specific group, for example, directors or managers, that they must go through the multi-factor authentication. If you've got SSO, which is single sign-on, which I found out a couple of days actually ago, I wasn't aware of that, with Azure or another one, then you won't see the MFA option because it is managed by SSO, not by Kompass. As a reminder, yes, you can sign into Kompass via your SSO if you've got one. Another one that I would like to quickly show you is the notifications. We did talk about that, and I did mention that Kompass will be letting you know of all the changes in the very beginning. We went quite big on notifications within Kompass, and we've got many, many nice notifications, and many of them that people were asking for. For example, if we have a new contact added, a notification can be sent to a specific employee. Another ones, I've got some more notifications in here. Tasks. Should you assign a task to a specific user, a task will be, an email can be sent to that user, mentioning to that, telling them that they will have to go on that project. That project has been assigned under their name. Or another one, which is pretty helpful for some specific employees, some specific organizations, timesheets notifications. When some things are changing in your timesheets, a notification can be sent. In that particular one, a manager has rejected some timesheets and an email has been sent straight to the employee along with the reason for rejection. Talking about tasks and timesheets, mainly talking about tasks, some of you, like probably half of our customers, are using our digest emails. Those emails are being sent on a monthly basis or weekly basis or even 15 minutes based. Don't do that. And with some information about Kompass. Some of you are using it for qualifications when they're about to expire, or calibration certificates when they're about to expire. But we will be very, very open and happy to get your feedback as well on how we can enrich digests and add more data sets. For example, a good idea might be sending a weekly email to all your employees with all their scheduled tasks once a week, each Monday or each Friday, whatever would be scheduled, or other things with timesheets and that kind of stuff. So please let us know, and we can make it even richer and even more helpful for your organization. Chapter 1 done. Let's go and have a look whether we have any questions in here. I've got Q&A. No, we don't have any questions. So let's go on chapter 2, and I'm going to have another look then if we've got anything to talk about. I don't need this image. I don't need that image. I don't need that email. And we're back into Kompass. Now, some of you might have noticed some changes within Kompass. You might remember that group of different modules called finance, and you can't find it anymore because we've got billing and purchasing. Accounts payable, accounts receivable. We kind of split them now. And there have been some new features in here. Sales order, or the ones that you're calling probably client purchase order, or purchase order from the client, is what the client is saying to you and what is authorizing you to do. For example, if I will go into that particular one, sales. So this is my project, 9688, but the customer has only authorized 9,000 so far. And you can see as well that you can assign invoices on that sales order, the client purchase order, which means that as you are about to invoice and as you are raising your invoices, that PO will tell you, that sales order will tell you if you're getting close to expiration, if you will have to go back to your client and ask for another purchase order. And this is something really cool. I did mention that quite a little bit loosely, that if you will go and create an invoice and you will allocate this sales order in here, is just telling you that your remaining is 28.88. Nothing speaks against on just going there and assign 3,000 if you'd like and saving it, but you will just get a notification that, well, actually, let's have a look at how it would look like. In here, there you go, the invoice exceeds the sales order. And also, these ones are being assigned to each and every proposal item, which means that if you're going to go here and you will have a look, it's just telling you what has been authorized for each and every proposal item and what you have actually invoiced. In here, as you can see, I have overly invoiced on that proposal item based on the authorization value. So it's really rich information based on your projects. And also, you might find out, you do have experience in your life that some client purchase orders cover more than one project. Yeah, you can do that. So if I will just check onto this one, you can see that I have one PO are assigned in 3 different projects. So you will have to create these 3 different records for each and every one of them. And then if we will go back, yes, we've got lots of live POs and sales orders in here. And we do have one which is closed. We have full invoice. Well, we haven't, but anyway, you might want to close it. So when you will be creating an invoice, you won't be able to find it. More changes have happened in the invoice area, and we did have some of our customers that they were just kind of trying to understand what is going on. The main difference is that currently you will have to decide from the get-go whether you will raise an invoice or a credit note. So if I will click create, and this is kind of true to most of the accounting software out there. You will just mention that I'm about to create an invoice or I'm about to create a credit note. So this is what kind of Kompass is echoing right now. Invoice, if I will go here and I will add a negative value, you will get an error because this is an invoice. If, I shouldn't click cancel. Let's go back and create another one. If I will go for a credit note and place some positive number, no, positive number, and click save, that won't work neither. So you will have to kind of follow this rule. Just decide what you're going to raise and then raise it. Really cool in here, invoice to credit. Should you want to, you can pick which invoice you want to credit. You've raised some amount, you would like to credit it. That won't change much. I mean, the credit note will be created either way. It's just that it's a neat way for you to just link everything together so that everything's going to be tied up. And if I will pick that, actually, you will see that Kompass will automatically credit the amounts that they were invoiced back then. Sales order in here, as we've said before, we don't have a sales order in here. Let's click save. And now you can see, I will actually post that as well. And back to the invoice, you will see that, let's go back to the invoice in here. Come on. So it does show in here the link with the invoice, the credit note linked with the invoice. You can just leave them as such. You don't have to link them, as I've said. You do have in here a new filter called unapplied credit, if you'd like to have a look. Another one, you might remember, as I've said before, that usually you were just doing invoice and credit notes based on what kind of sign you were placing on the number. And occasionally you were creating the so-called journals. They're not called journals anymore in Kompass. They are called reallocations, and you can only apply them from this particular menu, from this particular module. You cannot do that by the invoice. And it's kind of the same principle. It's just that, as we said before, it does expect, let's put something in here. It does expect you to kind of create a reallocation, create like a double entry where the sum is 0. If it's not going to be 0, you're going to get an error. So you're going to have to go zeroing them out in the allocations, click save, and the reallocation is there. Now, another one that there is a customer in Nebraska, and I'm pretty sure that she will love that because she was just so much waiting looking forward for that is the batch editing of invoicing, and this is now in place. So, and this is something typical, and we had customers who are just raising tens and tens of invoices on a monthly basis or even on a weekly basis, and they will have to go through the process for each and every one of them, approving it, rejecting them, da. You don't have to do that anymore. You just click in these ones, and then you can batch, send, submit, approve, and all these kind of different options. You can just do them on a batch. Mind you that these are permission based, so you can limit what every person can do. Let me just untick that submit and try again. Send invoices. When you are about to send invoice, you can also select the default document template. And if there is for one of those projects that you would like to use a different document template, you can do so. You can see all the projects that we don't have recipients, so you will have to go and add them in there, and then you can just quickly batch send them. PDF preview, if you'd like to have a look on the invoice prior to sending it, there it is. Everything in one swoop. Since we are into this kind of area of billing and invoicing and money coming in, we need to I would like to let you know that when it comes to QBO and Sage 300, if you're using QBO and Sage 300, payments will come automatically back into Kompass. If there's a payment raised in QBO, it will be pushed down to Kompass, which means that going back to these organizations and these average payment days, that will, if you're using any of these ones, that means that gradually this will be more, it will have more information. I don't think so. Yeah, I did mention the previous webinar. We do have integration with Xero as well. Some of our customers do run it. And we have a new integration with Microsoft Dynamics F&O, Finance and Operations. So if this is your thing, come and find me. That's chapter 2 done. I'm going to just jump back here and see whether we have any Q questions. Let's go and check on chat as well. No, there's nothing there. We have no Q&As, which means that either nobody understands what I'm talking about or I am so good. So let's go for chapter 3, which is the money going out. Accounts payable. Yes. Yeah, I didn't talk about the purchase order. So we were talking invoices. Let's reverse it now. Kompass has always been good at the money coming in, proposals, projects, invoices. What it barely knew about was the money going the other way. Well, we had expenses, but they're not sufficient to track your projects. That gap is now closed, and that's another spreadsheet killer, which is so odd for me to say because everybody knows that I love spreadsheets. Here we are on the purchasing section. We've got the suppliers in here. Supplier called new supplier. How inspiring. And in here, you can, what is really great, which was not there. I mean, suppliers, we had suppliers before, but what is really great is that currently you can set a default nominal account for each one of them. So if one of them is a subcontractor, you can set that as a subcontractor, and every purchase order, every bill, everything would be linked with that particular nominal account. Should you want to, because we will see later on that you can change it if you'd like. But that's the whole, I mean, you can see the whole idea in here that you have the supplier, you are agreeing with the supplier what they would be offering. So they do raise their purchase order in here. And POs can have many projects, as we will see in a bit. Then your supplier will raise a bill for them to get paid. And then there's going to be a bill payment. So we're bringing all this information together. Yet another step closer to having a very accurate, a very good project P&L, where we're going to have all the information for a project. Well, actually, we're there now. We do have it. Most of you might be, I believe that most of you do have, and I've seen in many of our customers, proposal items that they are based on subcontracting costs. They do have the subcontractor there, traffic management, CCTV, you name it. You do have it there. Now you will be able to have all this information and all these email transactions between them. It's going to be in here. Purchase orders are here. You can see the different stages of the purchase order. You've got it as a draft. If it is issued, it's issued. Go. And then when the works have been completed, you will just mark it as closed. This is the very first time that I'm clicking this button, literally. Yes, you can export and import. Oops, purchase orders if you'd like. You've got bills in here. And as we said, bills can be assigned to different proposal items or projects or POs. And then if you have a credit note, you can just put a negative sign and that will turn the bill into a credit note. And then finally, you have the bill payment in here. It's really cool. If we will have a quick look into this project, and if we're going to go to the finance tab, you can see how it's far more rich. All this information is here. So you have the invoices, payments, any purchase orders, the bills, expenses, and valuations, all of them gathered here. And as I'm mentioning to lots of our users, since we have this information in Kompass, we can get many KPIs, if you'd like. We can export all this information. We can work with this information to get a further understanding of, for example, which supplier is giving us the most business, or what is our, can't remember, there was a KPI when I was studying on finance, like the days for payment or something like that. Can't remember right now. So you can get all this information for your business because you've got them all in here. So remember that spreadsheet I opened with, the one nobody trusts and everybody uses? Everything on it now lives in Kompass. What you've committed to your suppliers, what your clients have authorized you to spend, what's been billed, what's been paid, what's still outstanding. And when any of it changes, Kompass doesn't wait for you to notice. It tells you, as we've seen with the notifications that we have created. The money going out, the money coming in, and the day that's quietly quicker. It's not obviously, but it's quietly quicker. So for Kompass customers, here's the one thing I'd ask you to do this week. Don't try all of it. Take one live project, raise the purchase order on it, and record a bill against it. Once you've done it once, the whole thing clicks into place. And then go and delete that spreadsheet. Once again, such a heresy for me to say that. So that's me now. What have you got for me? And it's 22 past, and I'm really good that I'm going to be giving you 8 minutes back. If we don't have any questions, let's have a look whether we have any question or whether somebody will drop any question. No, I don't think there are any, but anyway, you know where to find me. So thank you very much for, oh, hang on. I need to close up with this. Yeah, the presentation. So let's finish with this one, the final screen. So thank you very much for all your time. 8 minutes back to your calendar. So see you soon. Bye-bye.